Most traders believe their biggest problem is strategy. They think if they can just find the perfect setup, everything will finally work. But after spending enough time in the market, a different truth becomes clear. The real problem is not the strategy. It is the lack of structure. It is the lack of routine. Because without a routine, your decisions change every day. Some days you are focused, some days you are emotional, some days you follow your plan, some days you ignore it completely. There is no consistency. And without consistency, even a good strategy will fail. In this video, I want to explain something very important: how to create a trading routine that actually works. Not a routine that looks good on paper, not a routine that is too complicated to follow, but a routine that you can realistically execute every single day. Because once you build the right routine, everything becomes easier, your thinking becomes clearer, your emotions become more stable, and your execution becomes more consistent. If you stay with me until the end of this video, you will understand how to structure your trading day, why most routines fail, and how to build a system that supports your discipline instead of depending on your mood. And if you want to continue building a strong trading mindset, consider subscribing to Bull Mindset. This channel is focused on trading psychology, discipline, and long-term consistency. Now let us begin with a simple truth. A routine does not exist to control the market. It exists to control you. The market will always be unpredictable. There will always be movement. There will always be uncertainty. But your behavior does not need to be unpredictable. And that is what a routine fixes. It removes randomness from your decisions. Now let us talk about why most trading routines fail. The first reason is overcomplication. Many traders create routines that are too detailed. They include too many steps, too many indicators, too many rules. At the beginning it feels powerful, but after a few days it becomes exhausting, and they stop following it. A routine only works if it is simple enough to repeat daily. The second reason is lack of consistency. Even a good routine will fail if you do not follow it regularly. Consistency is more important than perfection. A simple routine followed daily is better than a perfect routine followed occasionally. The third reason is copying others. Many traders try to follow someone else's routine, but your routine should match your lifestyle, your trading style, your available time. If it does not fit your reality, you will not follow it. Now, let us talk about what a strong trading routine looks like. A strong routine has three main parts: preparation, execution, and review. Let us start with preparation. Preparation begins before the market opens. This is where you create clarity. Professional traders do not jump into the market without a plan. They take time to prepare. They analyze the market. They identify key areas. They define their setups. They decide under what conditions they will trade. This removes guesswork during the session. When the market is open, there is no time to think deeply. Decisions must be clear, and clarity comes from preparation. Now let us talk about execution. This is the most emotional part of trading, because this is where real money is involved. During execution, your only job is to follow your plan, not to predict the market, not to chase movement, not to react emotionally, but to execute your system. Professional traders make this phase simple. They wait for their setup. They enter only when conditions are met. They manage risk. They do not interfere with the trade unnecessarily. Now let us talk about the final part: review. This is where most traders fail. They end their day and move on. They look only at profit and loss. But professionals look deeper. They analyze their behavior. They ask themselves simple questions. Did I follow my plan? Did I take any emotional trades? Did I manage my risk correctly? This daily reflection builds awareness, and awareness leads to improvement. Now let us move into real examples. Imagine a trader without a routine. They wake up and open the charts immediately. They see movement. They feel pressure to act. They take trades based on what looks good in the moment. There is no structure, no plan. At the end of the day, they feel confused. They do not know what worked and what failed. Now imagine another trader with a routine. Before the market opens, they review their plan. They define their setups. They decide their risk. During the session, they follow their rules. After the session, they review their performance. Even if they lose, they understand why. This creates clarity, and clarity builds confidence. Now let us consider another situation. A trader trades at random times, sometimes in the morning, sometimes late at night, sometimes when they feel bored. This inconsistency creates mental confusion. Now imagine a disciplined trader. They trade at the same time every day. Their mind becomes conditioned. Their focus improves. Their decision-making becomes sharper. This is the power of routine. Now let us talk about mental frameworks behind a strong routine. The first framework is structure reduces stress. When you know what to do, your mind becomes calm. You do not waste energy on unnecessary decisions. The second framework is repetition builds confidence. When you follow the same process daily, you start trusting it. This reduces doubt. The third framework is discipline becomes automatic. When actions become habits, you no longer rely on motivation. You rely on routine. Now, let us talk about practical steps to build your routine. Start with simplicity. Do not try to build a complex system. Focus on the basics: preparation, execution, review. Define your trading hours. Decide when you will analyze the market. Decide when you will trade. Decide when you will review your performance. This creates structure. Another important step is defining your rules clearly. What is your setup? What is your risk per trade? When will you avoid trading? Clear rules reduce emotional decisions. Another helpful practice is using a checklist. Before entering any trade, confirm your setup. This creates discipline. Another exercise is tracking your behavior. At the end of the day, ask yourself, did I follow my routine? This builds accountability. Now let us talk about something deeper. A routine is not just about tasks. It is about identity. When you follow a routine daily, you start seeing yourself differently. You stop seeing yourself as someone who reacts to the market, and you start seeing yourself as someone who follows a process. This shift is powerful because identity drives behavior. Now let us go deeper into daily structure. Your routine should also include mental preparation. Before trading, take a few minutes to calm your mind. Remove distractions. Focus on your plan. This small step improves your clarity. Your routine should also include breaks. Continuous screen time creates fatigue. Fatigue reduces decision quality. Professional traders step away from the charts. They protect their focus. Your routine should also include post-trade reflection. After every trade, take a moment. Was this trade according to my plan? This builds awareness in real time. Now let us move toward the final message. You do not need a perfect routine. You need a repeatable routine. A routine that you can follow every day, even on difficult days. Let me leave you with one final thought. Your success in trading is not built in one moment. It is built daily. Through your routine, through your discipline, through your consistency. Build a routine that works for you. Keep it simple, stay consistent, and trust the process. Because over time, this routine will shape your mindset, and that mindset will shape your results. And if you want to continue building that mindset, subscribe to Bull Mindset. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.